For every beloved SpongeBob character that makes us laugh until we cry, there's another one that makes us want to throw our TV out the window. And today, we're ranking them all, starting with the most hated SpongeBob character of all time who literally tried to murder Darwin.
Who?
Wait, wrong show. But seriously, this character is straight up evil. Most hated Mr. Krabs, season 6 to 8. Mr. Krabs from season 6 through 8 isn't just the worst SpongeBob character, he might be one of the most hated cartoon characters ever. And here's why fans absolutely despise him. They took a character who was originally just a cheap but lovable boss and turned him into a straight-up sociopathic monster. We're talking about a crab who went from being stingy with money to literally not caring if people die as long as he makes a profit. In one-course meal, this absolute menace discovers that Plankton is afraid of whales. So what does he do? He dresses up as Pearl and psychologically tortures Plankton to the point where Plankton literally tries to end it all by lying down in the middle of the road. And Mr. Krabs, he laughs about it? But that's not even the worst part. In Demolition Doofus, after Mrs. Puff gets injured because of SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs literally tries to get SpongeBob killed in a demolition derby just to make some quick cash. Let me repeat that. He tried to get his most loyal employee murdered for money. One fan perfectly summed it up. They managed to make him even worse than Patrick during that time. From a cheapskate to a greedy, mean scumbag. All he does is care about money, blackmails his girlfriend, tortures his rival, and does not care for his daughter at all. The worst part? There's no redemption, no character growth. Just pure, unfiltered greed and cruelty for 3 straight seasons. Thank Neptune they fixed him in later seasons, but the damage was done. But while Mr. Krabs became a villain fans couldn't stand, our next character won hearts by being the exact opposite. Pure, innocent, and absolutely iconic. Most loved, SpongeBob SquarePants. It's not even close. SpongeBob SquarePants is the most beloved character in the entire series, and honestly, it's not even a competition. What makes SpongeBob so special isn't just that he's the main character. It's that he represents everything we wish we could be. He's optimistic in a world full of cynics. He finds joy in the smallest things, and no matter how many times life knocks him down, he gets back up with that same goofy smile. Think about it. SpongeBob works at a fast food restaurant, lives in a tiny house, and his best friend is literally a starfish. But he's the happiest character in Bikini Bottom. While Squidward complains about everything and Mr. Krabs obsesses over money, SpongeBob just enjoys life. One of his most legendary moments is in Band Geeks when he absolutely shreds that guitar solo during Sweet Victory. The entire stadium goes wild, and for a moment, even Squidward is proud of him. That scene alone made SpongeBob a cultural icon. But here's what really makes fans love him. He's genuinely kind. In Chocolate with Nuts,
Please welcome.
when he and Patrick are trying to become entrepreneurs, SpongeBob still goes out of his way to help the old ladies. Even when it costs him money, he can't help but be good. As one fan put it, SpongeBob is the perfect blend of all kinds of humor. He can be annoying, snarky, but at the end of the day is all around likable. There is something very pure about how Tom Kenny portrays the goofy squared sponge. And let's be real, Tom Kenny's voice acting is perfection. Every laugh, every I'm ready, it's all iconic. SpongeBob isn't just a character, he's a feeling. He's childhood, he's a joy. But while SpongeBob spreads happiness wherever he goes, our next character spreads nothing but pure, concentrated annoyance. Most hated little boy. The little boy, also known as that screaming nightmare child, is hands down the most insufferable background character in SpongeBob history. And that's saying something in a show with hundreds of fish. This kid does one thing and one thing only. Throw the most ear-piercing, soul-crushing temper tantrums known to mankind. Every single time he appears on screen, he's screaming about something. When SpongeBob goes out of his way to find this brat's teddyfish, SpongeBob literally risks his life, gets chased by an angry clam, and finally returns the toy. And what does this ungrateful little monster do? He tosses it aside because he wants the cooler sea dragon instead. One fan perfectly captured everyone's feelings. This has to be the worst incident I have ever seen. All he does is do temper tantrums in front of everyone and being an annoying crybaby. By the way, drop a comment below with your most loved and most hated SpongeBob character. Do you agree with this list so far? And if you're enjoying this deep dive into Bikini Bottom, smash that like button and subscribe. Most loved, Squidward Tentacles. Here's something that might surprise you. Squidward Tentacles is criminally underrated and absolutely deserves more love. Yeah, I said it. When we were kids, we thought Squidward was just a grumpy killjoy. But as adults, we are Squidward. He's the most relatable character in the entire show, and his episodes are consistently the funniest. Think about it. Squidward is an artist stuck in a dead-end job, living between 2 neighbors who drive him absolutely insane. He has dreams, aspirations, and talents, but life keeps crushing them. Who hasn't felt like that? But here's the thing. Squidward isn't actually mean-spirited. In Band Geeks, when he finally gets his moment to shine, he brings together the entire town for an epic performance. In Squid's Day Off, we see how much he actually cares about the Krusty Krab. And in Christmas Who, he literally saves Christmas for SpongeBob. Roger Bumpass's voice acting is absolutely phenomenal. Every sarcastic comment, every exasperated sigh, every rare moment of genuine happiness. It's all perfect. Lines like,
Oh, why must every 11 minutes of my life be filled with misery? Why?
are pure comedy gold. One fan nailed it. The perfect counter to all of SpongeBob's shenanigans. The Squidward-centered episodes always end up being the best episodes. There's no heart to SpongeBob without Squidward. Squidward episodes gave us sweet victory, Squidward's clarinet playing, and some of the most quotable moments in the series. He's not the villain. He's the straight man in a world of chaos, and that's exactly what makes him brilliant. But while Squidward earned respect through his relatability and hidden depth, our next character earned nothing but pure hatred through being absolutely insufferable. Most hated, Patrick, season 6 to 8.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Patrick Star from season 6 through 8 represents one of the biggest character assassinations in cartoon history. They took SpongeBob's lovable best friend and turned him into a straight-up sociopathic bully. Early Patrick was dumb but sweet. He genuinely cared about SpongeBob and, while clueless, never intentionally hurt anyone. But seasons 6 to 8, Patrick, this version was cruel, selfish, and downright mean for no reason. In The Card, Patrick literally destroys a rare trading card that SpongeBob desperately wanted, just because he doesn't understand its value. But it's not innocent ignorance. He's actively dismissive and cruel about it. Yours, mine, and mine is even worse. Patrick refuses to share a toy with SpongeBob, acts like a spoiled brat, and shows zero empathy for his supposed best friend. This isn't the Patrick we fell in love with. But the absolute worst is Pet Sitter Pat. Patrick literally tortures Gary the Snail, puts him in danger, and shows no remorse when SpongeBob comes home to find his pet traumatized. What kind of best friend does that? The tragedy is that Patrick could be funny while being dumb. Early seasons proved that, but these seasons made him maliciously stupid, and that's not entertaining. It's just frustrating. Thank Neptune they fixed him in later seasons, but man, those dark years were rough. But while Patrick temporarily lost his way, our final character never lost our hearts. Not even for a second. Most loved, Gary the Snail. Gary the Snail might not say much. Well, anything really. But he's proven that you don't need words to steal the show. This little gastropod is pure perfection in pet form. What makes Gary so beloved isn't just that he's cute, though let's be honest, he absolutely is. It's that he represents the perfect pet. He's loyal, intelligent, and somehow always knows exactly what SpongeBob needs, even when SpongeBob doesn't know it himself. In Sleepy Time, we discover that Gary is actually incredibly intelligent and philosophical. His dream sequence revealed depths to his character that nobody expected. He's not just a pet. He's SpongeBob's conscience, his companion, and sometimes his voice of reason. Gary Takes a Bath showed us Gary's mischievous side, proving he has personality beyond just being cute. And Have You Seen This Snail? Arguably one of the most emotional episodes in the series, showed just how much Gary means to SpongeBob and vice versa. But here's what really makes Gary special. He's the one constant in SpongeBob's chaotic life. While everything else in Bikini Bottom goes crazy, Gary is always there, always loyal, always loving. Tom Kenny's voice work for Gary is subtle but perfect. Every meow has meaning, emotion, and personality. And that one time Gary actually spoke in SpongeBob's dream? Iconic. Gary represents the pure love between a pet and their owner. He's not just SpongeBob's pet, he's his family. And in a show full of chaos and craziness, Gary is the heart that keeps everything grounded. From Mr. Krabs' villain era to Gary's eternal perfection, these characters prove that SpongeBob has some of the most memorable personalities in animation history. But here's the real question. Do you agree with this list? Did I miss anyone? Is there a character you think deserves more love or more hate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I read every single one.